I'm Estella Foxburr of Loamsdown, and this is my husband, Orophin Narmalanya, the elf. Mixed marriage. I'm going to read you a poem today that my family found in a trunk in our Hobbit home. We are distantly related to the Baggins, and this poem has been in the family for a very long time. And it's called the Bilbo Baggins Ballad. In Middle-earth, whose age was 3, the songs of old do tell of a small place in a peaceful shire where hobbits lived long and well. Hobbits were such gentle souls, they needed pipe and ale. Though small in size, so big of heart, they loved a lively tale. At Bag End upon the hill, one hobbit had a home. His name was Bilbo Baggins, the hero of our poem. His life was calm until the day a wizard met him smoking, and told him to expect some dwarves. Gads, he must be joking. But joking's not the wizard's way, and sure enough the guests did come. They came and came and came and came till 13 was the sum. They came for tea, for food and drink, and they ate and ate and ate. Though serving food to 13 dwarves was not to be Bilbo's fate. The dwarves' quest was monumental, great burdens they'd have to bear, for on a journey they were to go to a beastly dragon's lair. Poor Bilbo was confused and scared, the wizard must be blind. The hobbit has a cautious heart, he's not the adventurous kind. But on the journey's road he went, by hill and dale and glen, past elven halls at Rivendell, and through a troll's den, where the dwarves found 3 cranky gents who put them in a sack, to save them for a tasty meal or a crunchy nighttime snack. A wizard has a greater wit than 3 trolls munching bone. He'd go to them till the sun rose up, and turn them into stone. And on the way through a goblin's cave, our Bilbo was misplaced. He met with Gollum, that nasty creature whose riddles he had to face. By wits the hobbit used a ring, an orb of solid gold, that Gollum lost and Bilbo found, a story later told. With the ring's help he did escape from Gollum and from orcs. He ran through the door to his waiting mates who were somewhat out of sorts. Wizard, dwarves, and little thief were all accounted for, and they ran from the mountain to its very roots, while orcs streamed from the door. Then wolves came with their fearless leader, and treed our frightened friends, who clung to fir-tree branches, expecting a dire end. For the orcs came and met the wolves, and together they set afire, the 15 friends and the 5 fir trees, who kept on going higher. To the tippy tops of the 5 fir trees our 15 friends did climb, and one by one in eagle's claws they were rescued just in time. To the eagle's eyrie they did fly, to the eagle's mountain shelf. On mutton and rabbit they were fed by the Lord of Eagles himself. The group was then in talons taken to a massive hill of stone, and off to a giant's house they went, pairs of 2 alone. Well, Bjorn was most intrigued, in fact, by the company at his door. He invited them to be his guests for food and tales of yore. From the giant's home the group then did go, with gifts of food and horses, to the edge of old and murky woods, which held enchanted forces. Into this evilly place they trod without the wizard's lead. Alone and lost they plodded on, no food, no drink, no steed. Exhausted, hungry, and very scared, in the trees they spied a light, and after it they all did chase, to find there just the night. Away from the path in the deep dark forest the spiders snatched our band, and hung them all with webbing coils to keep them close at hand. Yet aided by the magical ring, our Bilbo wasn't there. So out of sight he helped his friends to escape from the spider's snare. The poor old spiders were in a tizzy, as the dwarves the hobbit freed, but finding a way to the path again was a ticklish problem indeed. The relieved dwarves thought they were safe, but alas to the elven king, they were taken then in the dungeon lock, except for Bilbo and his ring. Sneaking past the elven guards, he released the dwarves once more. In barrels were the fugitives stuck to escape from the underground door. Soon they all at Laketown landed, and proclaimed their family's quest. The people rejoiced with many a song, though some thought it only a jest. The dwarves set out for Lonely Mountain, while humming a solemn tune, with the dread of dragon in their hearts, for they see him very soon. They went on and up the winding path, and find the spot they did, but at the sight the wall was blank, the door was in mountain hid. And all of a sudden that wintry day, in the sky were both moon and sun. The door appeared in the stony wall, the entrance they had won. With the key the door was finally opened, and our hero poked in his head. Down, down, down to the dragon he crept, who had treasures for pillow and bed. a golden cup our Bilbo had took from the heap of golden treasure. And to the dwarves he brought it back. They danced and sang with pleasure. Again the hobbit went back to Smaug, but the dragon was not asleep. And parley he did with the treacherous worm who lay on his golden heap. Our hero crawled from the dragon's hoard, and back to the dwarfs he went. Smaug, enraged, to Lake down flew, on them was his anger bent. Though not until the dwarfs he sealed, in the mountain behind the door, did off he fly to his enemy town to spit his flames and roar. The wily worm besieged the town and was slain by one black arrow, that from the bow of Bard did fly. His death caused no sorrow. The dwarfs had now established claim, discovering Smaug was dead, but men and elves were on the way with force with Bard as head. The assembled army came for payment for the troubles that plagued them all. Old Thorin would not hear of it, not a penny to them would fall. When it seemed that war would soon break out, there arose a different problem, for now in sight were enemy lines of wolf and orc and goblin. A great battle that then commenced, one force from 5 was made. It ended in the goblins' fall, with precious lives they paid. Thorin was killed as Raphaeli and Keely and Dane became Mountain King. The treasure split, they headed out to their homelit fires were waiting. Alongside wizard and elven lord, Bilbo journeyed on once more, with 2 chests full of treasure and the secret ring he wore. Back to the Shire the hobbit went, and the day that he arrived, his house was being auctioned off. He certainly was surprised. All the squabbles were sorted out, and Bilbo settled down. He lived in happiness, with the friends and the ring he found. In Middle-earth, whose age was 3, the songs of old do tell of a small place in a peaceful shire, where hobbits live long and well. And that is our poem. Thank you.